Colombo, Sri Lanka. Guys, what a country. For me, it is super nostalgic to be back. This is the first day in the capital of Sri Lanka, Ceylon, the teardrop island. No, seriously. So I've been here exactly 1 year ago, and I have to tell you, quite a lot of things have changed. I'm right now by the promenade next to the railways. Came out a little bit to enjoy the sun, to hear the waves, to feel the ocean. Seriously, why am I so poetic right now? I don't know. I am really excited to be back in Sri Lanka. Gonna be here for at least a couple of weeks, maybe even a full month. Go to some places I've never seen before, visit some of my favorite places from last time. And I have to tell you, just driving through Colombo once, the city has changed quite a lot, which I actually didn't expect. So today I want to take you a little bit on my first day here in Colombo. Right now the train is passing. That for me is really Sri Lanka. And so yeah, join me on the month in one of my favorite countries in the world. Welcome back to Sri Lanka. Over the next few weeks I want to take you along from the cities to the beaches, into the mountains, and to some places I did not know exist in this country. Join me on the Sri Lanka series. Look at that. What's up, boys? So up there, just been on the roof, one of my favorite places, the Grand Bell Hotel. Really nice pool, really nice view all over the city, just to feel it a little bit. Just got into the country yesterday. Let's kick off the Sri Lanka experience. So the plan for today is gonna be to go to some of the main areas, the Galle Face area, where really a lot of things have changed. As of right now, I'm gonna be moving from here more to the port area, to the fort area, a place that I haven't explored as much yet. And yeah, let me share with you a little bit how Sri Lanka is right now, how Colombo is, what has changed for mostly the better. Mostly. Let's talk about it. Walking on railways. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. So that is the thing that you're gonna notice, is that Sri Lanka, Colombo is a city of contrast, truly. Like, some areas look really nice, almost you could call them like really futuristic and modern. A couple of buildings. And then some places are just kind of abandoned, you could say. I mean, not you could say, clearly. This building here, right next to it, a fancy hotel. But we're not, like, we're very close to the city center, but not fully in it, so I've just seen actually local Sri Lankan authentic food back there. Let's get some calories in and then fueled up. Let's explore. Okay, and I would say before we dive into the city, let's fuel up a little bit with what? I would say maybe with Sri Lankan authentic food. Curry pot, right by the road here. I would say let's go in. I already checked out what they have. Looks very, very solid. So pretty much you can choose here. Hello. I'll take some of the rice, please. Rice, yes. And I think I saw some mutton here, so that's what we're gonna do. Lots of different ingredients.
Medium spicy, not spicy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So let's see where we're gonna sit. Ooh, what are you doing here? You also in Sri Lanka? Eating at the local place. Wow. Okay, what did you get?
Maybe same, but prawns and chicken. Yeah.
Wow, it's so crazy to meet you here. So real quick, just gonna fuel up here. Me personally, got a bunch of rice. This is mutton, the best. Some like beans, some golden apple, no idea what that is. Let's see. Golden apple. It's hard inside.
It's hot?
Hard. There's something hard. There's like a bone or something. Yeah. Very good. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Cut that part out. Today's spicy, yes. A bit too spicy for her. Thank you. The sweetest lady in Colombo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Time it is Sri Lanka style tuk-tuk mode. Let's go. 12 minutes. And so we are riding into the Galle Face area. I would say my favorite one, the most impressive one in Colombo. Gonna be passing through it and go to a place I've never been to, a little bit behind it, close to the fort. Gonna be staying one night at some old interesting building. Yeah, let's go. Best way to get around, honestly. Tuk-tuks, usually I get a bit tired of them after driving a couple of weeks. You can also work a regular taxi. Getting back, hopping on a tuk-tuk. Woo, feeling the breeze in the air. Making my way downtown. Walking fast. Faces past and I'm homebound. 400 is okay. So I wanted to stay in the older part of town for one night, and yeah, I think that's exactly what we're getting. Some like really old building. I don't know if it's British or Dutch. Let's find out. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. And the elevator? Do you have an elevator?
Yes.
Okay guys, what the heck? The Queen stayed here in 1981. Wow, where are we? So guys, checked into the place for the night. I wanted to stay in the Fort District and the Old District. Like Sri Lanka has a very long colonial history. And this hotel online seemed fairly unassuming to me. I saw it's very discounted. I got it for like around $30. We're in the lobby right now. And it looked cool, but I was like, probably not as good as on the pictures. It's a very old place. I think outside we're gonna see the date exactly. So this is a little bit the lobby. Honestly, I cannot believe it, $30. I think usually it's maybe like 50, 70. Let's go. And walking through the hallways here, so it's a very historical district. What I have found out is that the Queen stayed here in 1980 or something, 100 years before here. Some like famous, what is it? What's his name? Anton Chekhov stayed here. Famous writer. Bunch of people. I haven't looked at all the pictures. Thank you, thank you. Let's see the date. 1837, guys. This place is almost freaking 200 years old. It's crazy. You see it. It's very dated, obviously, but like the value is much better actually than I thought. Let's head over here. Oh. Yeah, actually, it does look kind of nice. So usually probably goes for like $50 or something. That's what I saw. It's like discounted down from 60. I'm okay, thank you. We walk. Ooh. It's kind of like the only thing in Colombo that is slightly irritating. Sometimes you cannot go in any kind of like more busy neighborhood without, they don't let you walk. You have to take a tuk-tuk, but I insist. So let's see what is around the Fort District. So basically Sri Lanka has been colonized by first Portuguese, then the Dutch for 200 years, then the British. And you truly see it on the streets, especially in this neighborhood. So all the buildings here are hundreds of years old. Here is some type of construction. From what I've heard, it has been abandoned during the, let's say, harsh, how would you call it? Basically the instabilities in the countries a couple of years ago. It was supposed to be a Marriott or something. I hope they will pick it back up. But yeah, for today, I would say let's walk around a little bit through here. Gonna pass by the train station to see if it's possible to get tickets going out. But you have to say, as much as there's really nice buildings as well, parts of the neighborhood is also somewhat abandoned, which probably explains the very low rate. Like freaking British royalty stayed here, but these days a bit quiet. Let's go on a little walk through Colombo. Alrighty guys, but before we continue today's video, overlooking the ocean right now, quick word from today's video sponsor, Level 8. You see, for quite a while now I've been traveling with this amazing carry-on suitcase, Level 8 generally. The quality, the build, this is their aluminium Gibraltar suitcase. I've also have a check luggage with them. They have so many different functional options on their website. They have a lifetime limited warranty on them. You can also check out their Instagram. Sometimes they're giving away a suitcase for free. They have some exclusive discounts every once in a while. But I'm telling you one thing. My code, Danny15, will give you 15% off their entire range. I absolutely love the aluminum suitcase. Many people that have been watching my videos got it as well. But personally also, their Pro carry-on looks very convenient with a laptop sleeve for quick access, and some of their checked luggages, especially the one with the wide grip, looks like you can put in even more things in there. So really innovative, but at the same time super high quality suitcases. If you're planning any time soon a trip, wherever it might be, Dubai, Kuala Lumpur, Sri Lanka, Bali, there's hundreds of different countries, but I'm telling you, there's no other suitcase just like Level 8. I came up with that on the fly right now, so guys, I'll leave all the details in the description, and let's get back to today's adventure. So I would say my favorite neighborhood is the Galle Face area. Maybe perhaps towards the end of the video I'm gonna take you there. A lot of things have changed around there, but I think I've walked by here once before and it's actually quite a vibe. So old colonial building, fully abandoned, trees growing out of it. Right next to that, that is the hotel. And I remember exactly 1 year ago I stayed around the corner back there. I walked by here once and I was like, what is that building? Now we're staying here, so here's kind of like some type of red building, and back there that's the modern district where you see like the big buildings, banking, things like that. Yeah. How do you like the vibe? Different, huh? Look at that, guys. The bridge is coming soon. So busy, very different side of Colombo. Okay. Woo! This is the beginnings of the Peta market. Super busy, lots of people, everything is being sold here, and I just want to stop by the train station, which is right on the other side. Also, I cannot even guess how old it is. Looks very interesting. Just to see how it looks with the tickets. So basically I have kind of like the first class train tickets, which is basically like normal with air conditioning, which costs like $5. Regular train costs a couple of dollars. But it's really hot right now, so it would be nice to check that out. Gonna pass through right now, and then towards sunset head to Galle Face. So walking through the streets here all the time, looking at the famous Colombo TV Lotus Tower. And this is probably the busiest neighborhood that I know. So I've been once inside of the Peta market itself, and it's truly a contrast to like all the other neighborhoods. I don't know if it's a more Muslim neighborhood, at least it seems to me. I've seen a couple of mosques. Yeah. Busy Sri Lanka. Probably as busy as it gets for the most part in Colombo. Sorry, trains to like tomorrow? First class it is. Do you Hangama tomorrow? You need passport? Train ticket secured. There it is, 1,400 Sri Lankan rupees. $5 for like a 3-hour train. Alright, that'll be tomorrow. So I think tomorrow morning I'll also go to a different area which I want to show you. But for right now we're gonna walk nice and chill. I think the first part of this video has been mostly a little bit the old Colombo, how it used to be, the busy, the chaos. Let's go see something that I think most people that most people don't even realize that Colombo has it. How you doing, guys? Something that I didn't expect. When I very first time in Colombo was here, I was like, what is going on? And very luckily, happily, I can say that it's continued. So let me show you. So came out, I would say, to what I would call approaching.
Can you take the photo?
Wow, you scared me.
Okay.
Sure, let's go.
I like, okay?
Yeah, let's go. Oh wow, you have photos with many people. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right, wonderful.
Oh,
And so came out to what for me is kind of like really interesting, impressive Colombo. So this over here is actually the old Parliament building, and during the Sri Lankan crisis, I've only watched it on the news. The first time I was coming to the country, I'm never like too worried. I'm like, oh, something's happening in the country. Oh, that sounds exciting. Let's go. But actually, back in the day, people were actually even recommending not to come. So what was going on is a whole bunch of protesters have stormed this building. From what I understand, I hope it's the right building from what I've understood. But yeah, walking through, this is kind of like where the skyline begins, the skyscrapers. And last time I was here, I was surprised by what there is. And this time, I'm surprised by how it's developing. So let's wander in there a little bit. Sunday nights, getting a bit busy. Guy just asked me for a selfie out of nowhere. I was filming, all of a sudden, I feel breath on my shoulder. Hey, photo! I'm like, whew. Now that the selfies are taken care of, let's see what he's. Look at that. The Galle Face. So it's kind of like big greenery. Lots of people out and about. It's Sunday today. Sun is slowly setting. And I remember the very first time I saw the street, I was like, wow, I didn't know Colombo has like such developments. But last time I was here, most of the buildings, at least half of it, were still kind of like under a cover. Maybe you see it on top there, this green thing. And because of the financial crisis, I was like, according to the news, as always, if you watch the news, the world is going down, fear porn, some people have been saying like some of the construction have been halted, but positively I can say I was quite excited to see that this building is pretty much finished up. There's some like super fancy hotel, the ITC or something, in one of these towers. So it's kind of like twin towers connected in the middle by another building. This was completely not visible yet when I was here. The structure was kind of up. Yeah, and as you have heard before, a year ago I did a full video series in Sri Lanka, and this is the first video just coming back a little bit, nostalgically walking through these streets. In some way it feels like a lifetime ago being here, in other ways it's still kind of somewhat familiar. But yeah, to give you an idea, if you have never seen this place, it's basically a pretty big mall. It has been around for a while. I've checked it out yesterday. Lots of good stores, none of the big, let's say, Western chains like Zara, H&M or something. Of course, they got the McDonald's, things like that. But this is what I actually like a lot about Sri Lanka, is that they do their own thing. They do their own production, like be it products in the supermarket, fruits, everything is local, and generally the way the country is kind of like, it's its own little world. And for me that's very interesting. You go to most places, you go to the supermarket, it's kind of like same things. Here's everything most locally produced. I'm sure they do some importing as well. I think they have a fairly high import tax, but yeah, just walking around here, for me that was interesting to see. There's actually this other super impressive, super futuristic building, I have to say. Actually one of probably the most freakiest building I've ever seen. I'm a fan of these things. It's also supposed to be a cinnamon resort or something, mall, business, things like that. So yeah, basically this is the new building that I have been talking about. Just gonna walk through here a little bit. They have the Shangri-La here as well. So those are the couple of, like, let's say, nice tall developments. There's some, I would say, what you've seen in the beginning is like more the older parts of Colombo, and that is the cool thing. There's so much history around here, but at the same time also what most people don't really expect is yeah, quite a bit of, let's say, really very much Asian style high skyscraper development. Back there actually there's supposed to be some kind of in the future some big town. As of right now it's just a bridge, and I've checked on the map also some kind of like little restaurants, little cafes, some type of beach they set up. Maybe we'll check it out in the future couple of videos. But I have to tell you, it has been really busy, troubled weeks in the last a bit over a month. Been in Hong Kong, been in Kuala Lumpur, been in Thailand, and now coming here. Colombo is a busy city, so I'm looking very much forward to hit the beaches a little bit, to just go to places that are a little bit lower, slower paced. Colombo will be back. So I think as of right now, maybe tomorrow morning we'll go out, shoot a little bit, but mostly go into the mountains, go to the peaceful places. I think that's, most people don't even stop in Colombo, and I think if you have never been here, if you stay in this neighborhood, you actually might quite enjoy it. One of my favorite hotels in the city is the Grand Bell. Maybe gonna stay there later on as well. This is what I showed you in the beginning. If I'm gonna be back in Colombo, maybe we'll show you a bit more. But yeah, super busy town. Here's kind of like a bunch of street vendors. Kids are having fun. Generally a pretty good vibe, but I would say Colombo is as busy as Sri Lanka really gets. Like, it's the only really didn't get it. It's the only big really city in Sri Lanka. I mean, there's candy and things like that, but it feels very different. So yeah, here we are approaching this tower. So I don't know, let me know if you have ever seen Sri Lanka, if you have not heard about the country. Did you expect that at one of the main streets? The first time I was around here, especially coming during or shortly after the crisis, I was like, the news once again is kind of like trying to get the ratings up. I'm sure things were bad around here, but when I was back here, you couldn't even freely buy gas last time. So yeah, good to see that Colombo is developing, it's growing, and every time I like kind of like the interval of 1 year. If I've been in one place, coming back in a year or so, always you see a little bit of change, not too crazy much. Look at that, guys. This I have to try one day. I don't think today is the day, but they have like shrimps on top of something. God knows what. We shall try it someday. But yeah, the one big mall. Actually pretty modern. Let's try to cross over here. Not too many crosswalks. Hello. Sri Lankan sandwiches, hot dogs. Pretty much the only way to cross the street at most places. Like, you're as easy to cross on a busy highway as you are on a pedestrian crossing, because no one ever really stops, so you just kind of walk. Or at least I hope that's what you do. So let's see. Yep, we're going with the man. So the one Galle Mall, as I said, no big change, but it's actually really modern, really nice. Got a supermarket downstairs. That's where we headed to right now, because in the 4th district is not really any big supermarkets. I think I'll show you that district in a different video. It's really interesting. But yeah, so you have to stand in line to get in. They're like security checking you a little bit. Ooh. Pass through the security. Going in, I have to say, the very first time I walked in, I was quite impressed. One Galle Face, and as you've seen, there's a bunch of other stuff opening up to it. Unfortunately, I think I'm a little bit too early to witness that. The buildings are finished, but not fully open yet. So wandering in, shining lights. So what I find very interesting is they have all kinds of Western brands, from the fancy stuff, Rolex, to all the Chili's, Pizza Hut, Subway, everything. But in terms of clothing, really nothing. No H&M's, no Zara's. My guess would be it's government restrictions, most likely, to kind of like support the local brands. That would be the only way I could explain it. But once again, I like it. Something a little bit different. So one of the coolest things in the country. Yeah, let's go downstairs. Let's just go to this. For me, one of the favorite things is always kind of like exploring the local supermarkets. Whew, the ambience is loud. Let me show you. So down here is kind of like a food court. And what I've noticed is in the mall, the prices are higher than actually in most restaurants. So I guess it's really, let's say, the local prestigious experience. Like, Burger King is more expensive than most restaurants I find around in Sri Lanka, which is quite funny. And back there is Keel's, one of the chains. So it's Keel's and Food City. Food City, one of the best supermarkets in the world, hands down, just because, again, local produce. Let me give you a little look. The gifts of Sri Lanka. Nice local bananas, papayas, watermelons, obviously all of that stuff, and all of their milk products and everything else is local, so you find kind of like stuff that you find nowhere else. So they're doing their own yogurt, and the curd is absolutely amazing, so a little bit like more creamy yogurt. What I love is always like checking out the local drinks. We got Lisa hooked on the ginger beer, sugar-free here. A bunch of zero drinks as well. Obviously, Coke makes it to the end of the world. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, my go-to here, Sprite, lemon lime, delicioso. What are we getting?
Rambutan.
Rambutan. What is that?
It's like lychee, but different.
Well, get in line. There is a high demand here today. Oh, they even have durian. Look at that. Small little durians. And the drink selection continues. Some kind of local drinks. Yeti, de-stress, whale of a time. So Yeti, they have like energy drink, stuff like that. Ceylon iced tea, Ceylon. So I don't know if I've mentioned it in today's video, but Sri Lanka is the boss of tea. So I'm sure you have seen this brand before, or maybe where is it? Basically anything that says Ceylon. So Ceylon is the old name for Sri Lanka. And I've always kind of like associated Sri Lanka with tea. Didn't know too much about it before I've ever came here. But once I left, everywhere I go, be it I'm like, I don't know, in Thailand, somewhere in Asia, or be it I'm somewhere in Europe, I'm in Germany, I'm in Poland, even in Ukraine I was recently, and everywhere I go, I open somebody's closet, like somebody's cupboard, and it's full of Ceylon tea. Even some that don't look like they're from Sri Lanka, you read the back, distributed from some candy area or whatever they do the tea. We'll find that out on this trip actually. So yeah, Sri Lanka, the boss of tea. So guys, look at that. De-stress. With every purchase you contribute towards the education of underprivileged children in Sri Lanka. Contains theanine, so some little local de-stress drink, L-theanine and magnesium infused. Let's go, why not? And the best, one of my favorite things is all the no sugar added dark chocolate. It tastes a little bit different, a little bit more creamy. Added a couple of times. Never seen it before anywhere like that. Locally made. Love it.
Cool.
And of course, some, is it Sri Lankan? Let's check the
I think
back.
so. Product of Sri Lanka.
Oh yes. Alrighty guys, it is the next morning right now. Perhaps extending the video. Yesterday gonna be heading out on a train, and yeah, this place is growing on me a little bit. So seriously, I don't know why the huge discount. This place is really nice. They're selling some cakes here at the entrance, and overall on the more sunny day looks very impressive. And actually it's not that quiet. Like yesterday it was like barely anybody there, but today fairly busy, probably slashing the rates just because of how many rooms they have. But yeah, this is the place, Grand Oriental 8037. So, thoughts on Colombo so far? How do you like it?
Very different. Every part is very different.
Yeah, you've never been in this part, right?
Yeah.
Very old here. It's like half abandoned, this neighborhood, right? It's crazy. It's like, actually they restored one building. I was here last year, saw that. So hopefully it will be back sometime soon. Like seriously, this hotel, I want them to make it up, get ready,